choir is kind of an incentive. And frankly, it's much more difficult to earn a music letter around here than it seems to be a varsity letter anymore, right, Brian? He's been trying for a couple of years. You get a point for each performance. At 10 points, you get a music letter. At 15 points, you get a choir pin. At 20 points, you get a Dansville Music Award. And over that, you get our undying gratitude. But I'm doing something a little differently tonight. Instead of having the table here and the chaos and the confusion we usually have every year, is kind of a tradition, you know, along with everything else, we're announcing who gets it, and we will recognize them, and then they'll get them later, when I make sure they get the right size shirt and all of that to begin with. Okay, earning choir letters this year. You'll notice this is mostly juniors. Smile at them or something so they know who you are. Eliza Casanova, she's down there. Amanda Davies. Why don't you wave your arm over your nose or something? It's the only time Amanda's been quiet in about 3 years. Becky Joseph. Becky's right here, yeah. Carrie Norris. Carrie's right there. And Amy Denslow. Amy's right in the middle, okay. Receiving the Dansville Music Award this year, 20 points, is Sherry Switzenberg. She's over on the end. We used to give a Dansville Survivor shirt. There's a sign of a mad band director. If you've had a child in band long, you've seen one somewhere. Sometimes it's almost on their forehead. But it's just a little marking that we put in the music when I want them to really pay attention. And you know, it's something like the next step is death, if you mess it up again. But we've improved on that. We now call it the alumni shirt. We have a polo shirt. This is Dansville alumnus on it. And I have 2 seniors in here this year that get it. Amy Denslow, right there, and Sherry Switzenberg. Each year, we give the Dansville Choral Award to the senior or junior who has contributed the most to the choral program since they've been in it. This year, it was a real obvious choice. We've had one person that's been here since she was that tall. Always there, always helping, always singing, always wanting to do her best. This year, the Dansville Choral Award goes to Sherry Switzenberg.
my tears. Here's what for money, take for the show.
Ready, get ready, now go, can't go, but don't you step on my blue suede shoes. You can't do anything but lay off my blue suede shoes. You can knock me down, step on my face, slamming my name all over the place.
You know, it's fun when you have one of those nights where you know all I really have to do is start them and go away, so I can have some fun with them. I am extremely proud of this group. If you were around in August at band camp, or other places, or in the fall, we have come farther than any Dansville band I've ever had. Now, we might not have reached quite the peak of some of the alumni think they reached that are sitting up there, but this group has come a long, long way. And you know what's neat? It's kind of neat, although at the time it was really exciting. I have 7 seniors. Most of these guys are going to be bad next year. We give awards similar to choir. 10 points, you get your letter. 15 points, you get an instrument pin. 20 points, you get a year guard. In the year you will graduate. Usually by the time you get to 20 points, we're certain of that. At 25, you get a music award. At 30, you get a medal. And past 30, as some of you out there remember, you get our undying gratitude. You know, and if you break the record, you get a little plaque, but we don't have to give away one of those this year. I have quite a few people that have earned letters, and I'm going to ask them to just stand up. Again, they'll get them later when the chaos isn't so bad. Naomi Balmer, Chris Crandall, Tina Emmons, Josh Martin, Jeff Maynard, Tanya Miller, who's around here somewhere, but has her teeth wired together right now, Shelley Post, Amy Quinn, Liz Richmond, Kathy Sigworth, Beth Sprague, Corey Streeter, Sherry Switzenberg, our video person, Cindy Prater, and Nikki Woodland. These are our letter winners this year. Instrument pin, 15 points. Dana Beisel on trumpet. Stay up this time, just like Jack in the Box, I can tell. Michelle Morowski, clarinet. Sean Sodman, trombone. And Sam Ullman, baritone. I assume these 2 year guards are safe since they both made the National Honor Society last week. Scott D. and Lori Wilson. We have one individual who has earned 25 points this year and receives the Dansville Music Award, Greg Soprine. We have one person who has earned 30 points and receives the band medal, Greg Soprine. Spring Arbor College's gain is our loss. If you looked around here where most of the ribbons are hanging, he has a large collection of those too. And every year the band votes on the senior who has contributed to the most to the band, and not necessarily just in playing or was in the most pet bands or won the most medals, but in leadership all the way around. A person that's always there, ready to help, ready to do their best, which in this instance is very good. And this year, the Dansville John Philip Sousa Award goes to Greg Soprine. you forget to do it. And I would be very, very remiss if I didn't honor the seniors, right? Plus, they probably would all skip the Memorial Day parade and take their chances on the grade. We have 7. One is Sherry Switzenberg, our video person up there, taking pictures. She gets bonus points if she catches you talking, chewing gum, or she gets the wart on your nose.
Candy bars.
She takes some really good pictures. And then, flutes. Corey Streeter, stand up and stay there. We also have Cindy Prater in flute, who unfortunately had to go to Kentucky to her aunt's funeral. So she is down there right now. And clarinet, Michelle Morosky, Chris Crandall. Of course, Mr. Sakrine. And then Tanya Miller, that's 7, right? Yes, these are our seniors. I really appreciate their leadership. They're small, but they're powerful. And sneaking in a few other things too. Thank them for us, right? So I'll click on at 3 minutes to 8, so we aren't going to miss any of the Pistons. We have one more song to do. This is a classic. This is near and dear to my heart and anybody who's over 35, because you all remember the real ones, right?
What song is that?